who's ever watching this tape, this is an introduction to the zoo of Pat Brady. Now, as I go along, I'm probably going to be disjointed. I'm probably going to say things over again. I'm probably going to do a lot of things, but the main reason for this tape is to introduce you to my babies, my animals, and to let you know the routine things that I do. Now, of course, I do not expect absolute perfection, but these are my babies, and I do appreciate you taking care of them. Good luck, and bear with me as we start with number one on the list. And there's number one. That's my baby. That's my Butchie. And my Bushy. Hi, Butchie. Bushy. Hi, darling. Hi, baby boy. Hi, love baby. That's Butchie. Now, Butchie is black, and Butchie is very temperamental. He's very possessive of me, and he will growl when other things get around. So it's best to, actually it's best to let him stay by himself most of the time, but he doesn't like to be shut up. In fact, if you'll investigate the house as you walk around, you will see that there are several doors. Butchie, Butchie, Butchie. You will see that there are several doors that have been replaced because of Butchie. Butchie, we tried to confine him several times for several different reasons. And each time we have found that he does not like it, and he will chew his way out, even through a solid door. As a result, my old man here does not have any canine teeth left. So, but he can, and he's usually a very good baby. He likes his couch. He gets along well with everybody, the sitters that come in with Mom. He gets along well with them. He's skinny as he can be, but he eats well. He's just that kind of a dog. The main thing with him is, if he's here during the time, or if there's an emergency and you have to come into the house and take care of him or anything like that, the best thing to do is just make sure that he gets by himself. Talk to him as you would normally a human being, I guess, because that's what I do. Probably, though, on planned trips and things like that, Butchie will probably be with Dr. Selleck, Dr. Dave Selleck. He is the veterinarian from Huntington Creek Animal Hospital. The number is 461-1233, 461-1233. Dave will take care of any emergency that comes up. He's been our vet for the last, 15, golly, I bet it's going on 20 years, ever since he got out of vet school. Okay, now we move over, and we move over to a little dog that is on the floor, and her name is Velma Louise, but for some reason I call her Velma Sue. Velma Louise is very friendly. She has not been spaded. Now, she may be by the time you have to use this video, but she has not been spaded, so she has to stay strictly by herself in her living quarters when she's not outside by herself. Butchie can be around her, but when she's not outside by herself, she is in the living room and dining room area, and we'll go in here there and take a look at that now so you can see the setup that's in there. Now, as you follow me through the house, I may point out some other animals that are along the way. In fact, right now, at the door there's Roger. This is Roger. That's Roger. That's Thelma Louise's brother. And there's Freddie. That's Roger's brother. They're all three from Lucy. These are Lucy's puppies. Now, we have Freddie. Freddie's a little devil. He can he's an escape artist. He can get out of any place that you could possibly put him in. When he does that, and he brings Roger with him for some reason, Roger just seems to know that he's supposed to go too, so Roger will go out there too and go with Freddie. For the most part, they will stay for the most part, they will stay in. They will stay in the yard, mainly because everything else has been blocked up and they can't get out. Now, there's one spot on the side over here that I'm going to have to get fixed to make sure that they can't get out. But now, Roger looks like he's got a disease, and in fact he does. He has a skin disease. He was born with it. We're doing different things with him now, and we're finally putting him on a dose of a very strong heartworm. Believe it or not, it's a heartworm solution. And he's on antibiotics. So that is in the kitchen, and I'll show you where the medicine is usually kept. Now, he and Thelma Louise will probably be on this for some time. Now, Thelma Louise has been fine until I just noticed this morning. And this is January the, what is today? January the, 13, 14, 15, January 16th. I've noticed today she's got a little bit under her chin, so I'm going to have to start her back on the medication. He's a love. He just looks like, he looks terrible. But you can love him and you can pet him. He stays out with Freddie. Sometimes Freddie decides he wants to show his manhood and he'll try to fight with Roger. But so I have them separated, and their kennels are in the back. And I'm not sure you can see with this. I guess you can. The kennel's in the back. Okay, the front part one belongs to Freddie right now, and Darlin used to stay in the one on this side, but she finally figured out after, what, four years, I guess, at least 4 years, she figured out how to get out of the underneath the fence, which was very, very bad for me because I had to take her out and put her into the kennel, which is over here in the distant. And usually she stays in there, and she seems to be quite happy. She gets a run. Everybody gets a run every night, but I'll leave that up to you as to whether or not you feel comfortable. Hopefully they'll all be outside except for Butchie and probably Thelma Louise. You'll notice something unusual in the background right there that looks like it's a goose. And it is. It's a goose. That's my Egyptian goose. That's Tweedledee. I'm not sure you can see Tweedledee. She seems to be doing something under her feathers, but I think you can see her. She has a fenced-in area, and so far no one has tried to bother her. She will come flying at you and hiss because he's a he. And she doesn't honk. He doesn't honk. It's a she. That's a he. And he has food and water given to him every day, or else you check it every day. And I'll show you the location of the food and everything in a few minutes. I'm going to walk into the kitchen, and as I go, I don't think I'm going to see anything other than, yeah, there's Thelma Louise again. For some reason, Thelma Sue. You will find out as I walk through the house. You might see, well, I don't know, there's nobody. How about that? There was nobody around. Anyway, this is where Thelma Louise usually stays. And I usually have on the floor right here, there will be black plastic, and on the black plastic there will be newspaper. And usually beside the newspaper there will be a bag. And the bag is, of course, to clean up the newspaper every day. Thelma Louise does a very good job of going to the bathroom on the paper. However, the smell sometimes can drive you wild, so there'll be deodorizers around. She goes out, well, I guess the routine goes like this. I get up in the morning, and the first ones out are Butchie and Thelma Louise. Now, they can get out and go together. Now, they go out and go to the bathroom. Now, usually, all the rest of them are in the kennels. So you don't have to do anything but just say good morning to them. And usually I'll walk around and give them some treats before I go to school, so everybody knows that they're loved. And by then, I just put Thelma Louise back into the living room and dining room, and I leave Butchie running around. Now, even Butchie can go in if you're going to be, doing anything or going anywhere or anything like that, you can put Butchie in with Thelma Louise. I think that will be all right. This is Baby. Now, Baby's about 10, 11 years old, I guess. She was brought to me one day I opened the front door, and the little girl that lived catty corner across the street said, "Miss Brady, can you keep this kitten overnight? My mama won't let me keep it, but I'm going to find a home for it, and I'll come back and get it tomorrow." Well, as you well see, she's been here the whole time, and she is actually my baby. Now, you will see that Baby used to be, oh God, Baby used to be the fattest cat I had. That Baby's old now, and she does have, as Mama says, she's got sandpaper skin. She has a skin disorder, and she is on medication for that. But she does scratch. She's all right to handle. It's not contagious. She likes to sleep on you. If you sit down in the living room, she'll sit down in the living room right on your stomach or right on your chest. She loves people. She loves to be around people. And actually, that's one way she keeps warm, because she seems to be very, very cold-natured now that she doesn't have too much hair on. So she's a love. Now, she is one of the, well, I guess she's really the only cat that will not really eat the wet cat food that comes in the cans. She prefers to have her tender victuals or a special box that I usually buy for her, Whiskers, something like that. And she gets that, and she will get into everything. When you're in the kitchen, if you pour a glass of milk, she'll try to drink it. If you have a plate on the table, she will try to eat off of it. What you have to do is just let her know that you don't want her to do that. But be very gentle with her. She's spoiled rotten. I love her. I love them all very much. But take care of her and let her know that you love her. And she usually stays inside. It's much better for her to stay inside. Oh, that's another thing about it. When we talk about things staying inside and things going somewhere and things doing this, I try and keep all the cats. in the front. The cats have a very bad habit of getting on the roof, and they will jump down on that cage, which sits right outside the roof that the ferrets used to stay in, but my ferrets no longer are here. So what you have to do is we have to make sure the dogs don't get to them. Sure whether this is going to pick up or not. I think it will. But you will see in the basket here is this is called Mischief. Mischief? Hi, babes. Hi, Mischief. Hi, baby. Hello. Hi, sweetheart. Mischief came to me in the form of a wild cat born under the woodpile. And I made friends with her brother, actually. And the two of them stayed around. She would never come near me. And finally one day her brother disappeared, and there she was. And I held out my hand, and she came over, and she's been in the house ever since. Now, she likes to stay in the house, although she is allowed to go out. We have to be very careful about when you have the dogs out in the backyard that there's not any cats out there, because Freddie and Roger will kill them, but she does not, even though Michael says he does. But she does not bother them. He just lives with them. But he will go after them if there's a gang of dogs. Now, Thelma Louise will go after them, but she doesn't bother them yet. She hasn't, she doesn't have the killer instinct in them. So what I'm saying to you is that, got to be very careful with them and protect them. Just do the very best you can. Now, Mischief likes dried cat food, and this is the dried cat food that they have right here. It's usually kept in the kitchen. And the way the setup that I have in here, and I know I'm jiggling this thing around, the setup that I have in here is done with, well, I guess it's, yeah, there you go. Now you can see them. Okay, the two that you see in front of you, which are next to the small bookcase, that's dried cat food. That's dried cat food. Dried cat food is, they like it very much. It stays out all the time. I have containers that are filled and put into them. The containers are very similar to, well, in fact, here's one right here. Let me go get it. There. That's what they are. Okay. These right here are, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 4 of them. And they're stage filled at all times. One container of cat food like this goes outside the front door on the top step for the cats to eat outside. Another one goes outside the back door on a small white table that is to the left as you walk out. That's in case anybody gets in the backyard and gets hungry when the dogs aren't back there. Now, Baby loves the dried cat food. You will notice that Baby pigs out all the time as far as I'm concerned, and she never seems to be putting on any weight. Had her to the vet. I thought it might be leukemia or something, but it was not. She does have that skin disorder, and that's what we're working on right now. But you keep these filled, and as you keep them filled, let's see, the other one goes on the table here, unless you decide you want to eat on the table, which we never do, but you can if you want to. That stays on the table, and then the other one, sometimes the other one I put down on the floor, because sometimes Mischief doesn't like to get up on the table and eat with the rest of them. The cats squabble every once in a while. They decide that they want to be not friendly every once in a while, but that doesn't happen very often. Okay, the large one right here that you see the dog dishes on. Okay, these are the dog dishes. The dog dishes I have a change of dog dishes. In other words, so when you put them out, you pick them up and bring the other ones back in. You don't have to go collect the dishes each time you feed them. That'd be a pain in the neck. So the dishes are here. I have 7 or 8 of those dishes, small dishes, the ones on top, and I have about 6 or 7 of those metal dishes. So they're interchangeable. For instance, when you fix the dog food, which is in the container underneath it. The large container is the one that has the dog food. Any extra dog food will be probably in the corner over there, but mostly I put it inside. I fill the bags and empty them out and put them inside right here. When you feed them, the best thing to do is just make it it'll probably take you, well, I don't know how long it'll take you. It doesn't take me that long because I'm so used to doing it. I take all these dishes right here that I have 6 of those 6 dogs. I put them out on the counter over here, and as I put them out on the counter, I open up the dog food things here, which has a pot in it, and everybody gets a pot full, except for Butchie. Butchie only gets about a half pot full, because Butchie won't eat that much. So they all get a pot full, and as you put the dried dog food, as you put it into the dishes, you have what we call wet food, and it's right here. And sometimes it'll be, this is a new kind that I'm giving them. This is Friskies. Of course, it's upside down. This is Friskies, and I'll put it on the table here so that you can see it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. I use 3 cans of this. Usually it's chicken. It varies. 3 cans, and the can opener is over there beside the oven. And when I get them all ready, I have 6 dishes, and when the 6 dishes are full, I will open up the 3 cans of wet food. And when I open up the 3 cans of wet food, Butchie gets almost 3/4 of a can with his mixed, and he eats over here beside the refrigerator. His place is right, well, there's the refrigerator, and there you can see there's the door. And Butchie's food is usually put in this area right here. That's where he likes to eat. Now, after you have mixed the food up, I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. It looks blurry in here, but if it is, I'll just do it again. I don't know why it should be blurry. There it is. It's not blurry now. I can see it. Okay, that's Butchie's. That's where he likes to eat, is right in here, and you can see where the refrigerator is, and you can see things like that. Thelma Louise likes to eat over here. Or, sometimes I just put Thelma Louise in the living room, in the dining room here, and let her eat. Okay, like I said, Thelma Louise. Sometimes I'll just go ahead and put her back in the dining room and make sure she's got plenty of water. They drink a lot of water. And this is what the pot looks like. This is the food that's in here. And this is the pot. I don't know whether you can, seems like there's straps in front of it. You can't hold the strap and the... Okay, now, this is the pot. And the pot is, you know, it's not a large pot, but it seems to be quite adequate for them, for the mixing. And then as you mix it, then of course you close it back up and then you get started again for tomorrow. But as I'm saying, pardon this moving around. I should shut it off, but I hate to shut it off and I love this wipe. Watch this. Watch this. Baby. Baby. Hi, babes. Baby. 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 Now you can tell she's a cat. She's really might as well, doesn't she? Baby. Hi, my love. Hi, my love. Okay, now let's see, where was I? All right. Feeding time at the zoo is really not that bad. It's not for me. So I take the dishes, like I told you, I spread them out on the counter. I fill 5 of them with one full pot of dried dog food. And I have probably about a half pot for Butchie. Then I open 3 cans of wet food. Butchie gets almost 3/4 of a can, and the rest of them are divided among the 5 dogs. They each get approximately a half can each, with maybe a little bit taken out of each one to go into the 5th one. So, you know, and then it's mixed up. Now, if they're all outside, which I hope they will be as soon as I get the fences fixed, then all you have to do is, after you have fed Butchie and put his down and fed Louise in the living room and dining room, I'd do that. I'd just put her back in the dining room and tidy y'all. That way there won't be any chance of any mishap or growling or things like that. If you go up to the kennels, usually they're fed about 6:30, 7, something like that. When you go up to the kennels, you have to take, I have automatic watering bowls, and they should be fixed hopefully this weekend. But I've got to go find some more hoses because the hose is leaking. I ended up with a $74 water bill, so no more hoses that don't work. So you may have to take a gallon of water with you, and make sure it's cold water, of course, naturally. And then when you go up to the kennels, you go out the back door and you lock it so that Butchie can't open it, because Butchie is famous for opening that door. So you can make sure that Butchie does not open the door. There is a lock on the outside. Now, believe it or not, the lock on the outside was not put there for the dogs. It was put there for Mama, because Mama likes to go outside, and sometimes she will go out the gate. And when she goes out the gate, Butchie goes out the gate. And besides that, Mama doesn't have any business on that driveway. It's really put there for Mama's safety. So you can lock it if you want to. And then as you walk up the steps by the railing, you can take two with you, two dishes with you with food. And Freddie and Roger are quite friendly. As far as I know, they're just nice, frisky dogs. But when you get to the gate up at with Freddie's gate, in fact, I'll just take y'all up there right now and let you see the conditions and things up there, because there's little tricks of the trade to get in and out of these gates, these kennels, and I better let you know about them as we go. So I'm gonna go outside now and go up to the kennels. Now see, here comes Baby. She wants on my lap. She will get on the lap no matter where she is. Yeah, there she is. That's my baby. There's my baby. Love my baby. She's my baby. Okay, here we go. Let's go outside, and I'll meet y'all up at the... Get down, Freddie. Get down, Freddie. Come on. Freddie and Roger will jump on you. That's why I try to leave them in. Yeah, this is the back door, and it does have a lock on it, so if you will just make sure that that's locked when you go out. Of course, you can lock it from this side, and then you can get back in. But I said I was going to take you out to the kennels. Freddie and Roger will jump on you, and then every once in a while they get bent out of shape. Freddie has not learned not to jump. I just swatted Roger. See, Roger's losing his hair again. Yeah. Isn't it beautiful out here? This is January. Isn't that wonderful? Okay. Well, in the background, you probably hear Darlin. Every time I come out, Darlin decides she wants to announce and everything. Now, see? You know where theirs is. Go on and get your gate. Go on and get your... This is Freddie's kennel. And this is Roger's kennel. Roger has a doghouse. This is Roger's. And this is Freddie's. Freddie's gone in. Freddie thinks he's kind of smart because he knows that he can chew through the gate. And you can see right there, if I can get close enough to it. Yeah, there it is, right there. See? He has a bad habit of chewing through the gate. Now, I have to fix that. Freddie has his doghouse. Each of them have a blanket inside, and they're usually washed and once a week and put back in there. They all have different kinds of things to eat in here. There's a Christmas present that hadn't been eaten yet. There's the automatic watering bowls that I've got to get new hoses for. After they are hooked up and they're hooked up to the house, the bowls are just automatically, the water just fills in automatically. The only thing you have to worry about is if in the winter the weather gets down too low and the dogs are not in the house, then what you have to do is make sure that the ice is cracked on them because they have to have water every day. When you try to open, this gate right here is kept closed, and it is kept with a lock on it and that, so Freddie can't jiggle it open. I'll fix this down here, and I don't think you'll have any trouble at all. Hopefully after we get through with this, it'll be, won't have to do it again. You'll notice that, well, there's Roger. Poor Roger with his hair out, but he's okay. You can touch him, love him. Okay. Now this is where Roger stays. Roger won't try to get out unless Freddie gets out. Freddie's the instigator of the thing. Now, Roger doesn't have an automatic watering bowl. He may have by the time you see this. It just depends upon, well, I guess it just depends upon money. But you see this is here. I've just taken them inside. What this is that you have to fill two 2-liter bottles with water and bring it out and put it in here, and that makes an automatic watering bowl. Of course, that you have to continue to do that. The reason this pot is right here as you walk into the gate is because there's a hole there, and the reason I know there's a hole there is because I fell in it. Now, it's not a big hole, won't hurt you, but I put that there to let you know that there is something there, and I don't think I'll get that fixed, but I might. We'll see. Anyway, Freddie's gate locks as like this, and you can see me with the lock. Let's see if I can get it down here. Can't see it through this camera. I'm too high up. Okay, when you lock this one, you have to be careful and get it in there. When you lock this, it's supposed to lock Roger's. Like I'm seeing right now, it's not. So I may have to put something there for Roger. See, it's supposed to lock Roger's too. So that when you open up Freddie's, and when you open up Freddie's, you have to open it up very gently, and you have to play with it right back here so it just pops open. It's temperamental, but there's no other way I can fix it. As much as I've tried, it's still that way. Now, I didn't know about this from Roger's. I'm going to have to, but there it is. See, it'll keep Roger's shut too, but Roger's learned that when Freddie gets out, he can bump that gate, and he can get out too. So far as the rakes, and the rakes are kept back here by the tree, and there's 2 different kinds of rakes. It's a good idea that if it's a lengthy stay that like I do it once a week with the dogs, unless it's a whole pile. Their waste material, you need to rake up. Sometimes it's hard to rake Roger's up because his is in among the leaves back there, so don't worry too much about that. In fact, don't worry about it at all until I get back, and I'll be able to do it, unless you're for a long period of time. You just rake it up and push it out, and it goes around this tree right here, and then eventually it goes into this trash can right here. And then the trash can is carried down and thrown away. And that's Freddie. And Freddie looks like he's getting some gray. Now here's another thing of the watering bowls. They're very good. They're very adequate too. Then as you get through, when you walk out the door, you come up here, and then you can let, as long as you lock the door behind you, and Thelma and Butchie are not out, you can let both these dogs run. They'll run around for about 10 minutes. And then they'll come back in because they know they're going to be fed. So you just bring your food things out here, put it in there, and then they will eventually come back, and you just shut the gate and lock it. Then you turn around, you walk over here. Now, probably there'll be 2 dogs in here. Now, I have a dog back here that is a little doll. Her name is called Darlin. And Darlin is a very unusual dog because when I got Darlin, I found her at school. And when I found her at school, she was a very unique little dog. She's got a jaw like a pit bull, I guess, and the vet told me, he said, I think the dog is going to be medium size. Well, needless to say, he was wrong. She ended up being a big dog. In fact, I found her at school. They were getting ready to take her to the pound, just like all my babies that I find. I kind of rescue them. He was going to take her to the pound, and when they were going to do that, I decided I'd bring her home. Actually, she was picked up and taken care of because I was going to take her down to Mama. And that was several years ago. And naturally, she still is energetic as she was when she was a puppy. She has been spaded. In fact, just about all of them been fixed. She's been spaded, but needless to say, she is still hyperactivity plus. And there's 2 dog houses in here, you will see, but as the 2 dog houses, Cop usually stays back here with her, but Cop's got a very bad habit of barking. So I usually keep him in the garage, and he cannot get with Freddie because they hate each other. Freddie is the big chow, the fluffy chow. He doesn't have the skin disease. Now, Darlin is a very unusual dog in the fact that she will take her blankets out and tear them up. And she's torn up so many blankets, it's not funny. And I just noticed now when I came back here, noticed now, well, she's taking them out again, so I'll have to put them back in. She hasn't torn these up, and that's pretty good. Now, she usually has an automatic watering bowl, but for right now, until I get new hoses, she has one very similar to Roger's where you have to add the gallon jugs to them. Now, when you have to rake it out, and when you rake it out here, you just put it in a black bag, and then it's eventually thrown away. You try to keep the kennels free from a whole lot of odor, just so the neighbors don't get upset. When you try to open this gate, you will find that what you have to do is that you have to lean your body weight into it, and as you lean your body weight into it, you can lift it up. Now, when you close it, you have to do the same thing. You see the rocking motion that I'm doing? I have to do that too. Don't think it can be fixed, but I'll try to do a better job on it. Now, let me see. Whew. I got to rest just a minute. There's a good shot. No, I can't. There's a good shot of Tweedledee. She's an Egyptian goose. And she's got a nice little thing here. I put a cardboard box down there because it was going to get so cold that one night about 2 weeks ago, and she did get into it. I mean, he did get into it. He's got a nice little container here, and I'll show you where his food is kept. As we walk down these steps, please be very careful because they are not the most even things in the world. They're beautiful, but they're not even. So you have to be very careful with them. You will find that Well, here's the watering bowl for the duck, for the goose. It's an automatic watering, and then he's got his dish right here with the food in it, and just make sure he's got things kept. Just make sure he's got food and water. And his food is right here. You'll find out that the food, just as you walk out the door, to your right as you walk out the door, you will find that there is one of those, those roughneck containers, and that's where the goose food is. And then, of course, the water you have to put in if the automatic water thing's not working, but it usually does. And I want you to take a look at these pansies. Mother and I went out and got these pansies, and we went out and got them. You know, Mama loves flowers, and I went out and got them. Mama and I went out and got them, and we put them in these two big buckets. And I want you to look at this. These have been, and this is January, and these have been blooming continuously since we put them out, even with all the I was on my way outside to show you the rest of the cats and the setup outside to feed the cats with. When I walked by the spiders, now my spiders, this is called she-he, because we're not sure whether it's a she or a he. And this one over here in the corner is called he-she, because we're not sure what that is. Now this one right here is a rose-haired, and this one has just got through. Let's see if I can get closer. It's maybe too damp inside. Is this too damp inside for you, darling? Huh? Is it too damp inside there for you? I'm not sure if I can get him. It's all blurry, isn't it? Let's see if I can get him. This used to be an escape artist, but he doesn't do that anymore. There he is. There he is. I guess I can move this a little bit so you can see him. I'm not sure whether I'm seeing him or not, because this viewfinder is not working too well. Anyway, this is these are my tarantulas, and believe it or not, I do love them. The water, you see the water with the sponge in it, that needs to be kept moist. You see that there's a potato in here. That's for the crickets, when the crickets are in here. They're pretty much self-contained. They stay in here. We don't touch them. We don't play with them. We don't play with the zebra especially, because the zebra is an aggressive one. And this one right here, the rose-haired one is not too unfriendly. But just to maintain them, if you'll just make sure. See, this is awfully wet. I'm going to have to dry this. I don't want to take too much moisture, but I can't leave that open because he will decide that he's going to go visit. Or she will decide that she's going to go visit, whichever one it is. Now, the setup for the cat food is as you walk out the front door. Oh, and here's Calvin, and here's Calvin's mama. Yeah. Hi, Calvin. That's Calvin. Calvin is the orange and white one, or the beige and white one. That's Calvin's mama right there. Mama. 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 Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. I'm not sure, but I think I hear Alfred. Alfred hadn't been home in a few days. Alfred comes home every once in a while to eat. But you'll see a lot of red dishes out here, and you'll see some yellow dishes and things like that. Well, now this is the procedure for this, since I feed them in the front, because I'm not sure what dogs are going to be in the back. But you don't need to go back outside, darling. Okay. Usually right here in the corner of the door, you will find cat food, and you'll find clean dishes. That was Calvin that just went by. You'll find cat food, and you'll find clean dishes. What you do is you take and open up 6 cans, and you put, just put a half can in each one of the dishes, and then spread them up and down the steps right here. You'll see that there's one underneath the bush right here. Let me see if I can get to it. That's Mama. Mama. And Calvin will... Hi, Calvin. Hi, Calvin. Hi, Calvin. Okay. So you have right here, you'll see that there's one underneath the dish there, underneath the tree there. That's usually put there for the wild mama. We have a wild mama and we have a wild kit too that we put there. That's for they usually are around here. Don't try and touch them or pet them because they're still wild. But they've been here Kit's been here for about 4 or 5 years. We still haven't tamed him. Let me see who's out here. Oh! Hi, baby. There's another one out here. Oh, the back one's out here. Let's see if I can find him. Oh, and I think there's one on top of the house. Where? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Oh. Yeah, well, this is, let's see if I can get her in here. There she is. Where'd she go? Oh, there she is. Butchie, come here. Come here, Mama. Well, is that her? No, she put her head back. Usually they get on the roof. Is that her? Anyway, what you do out here, and it's a nice, it's nice to sit out here, except when it's too cold, and I feed them all. Let me see if I can move around and find Precious. She's on the roof, and she gets on the roof, and Calvin, yeah, there she is. Okay, now, sometimes when they get on the roof, they can't get off. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. See? Now what she can do is that she can come over to this tree. Usually they can come over to the tree and they can get down. Now sometimes Precious gets up there and can't, so when you go in the backyard, you can hold the branch down and she'll come and get on it. And I'll show you that branch in just a minute. I'm trying to give you all the little particulars and things that I end up doing. But this is Precious. Now Precious has a brother and a sister that live here, and their names are Swat and Ginger. Swat and Ginger very seldom ever come in the house, but now Precious stays in the house most often. You will find that, where'd you go? You will find that, let's see, that's Calvin. And I was going to say where Mama 2 is. Mama 2 is a calico. She's wild. She lives over here in the side bushes. Precious is having a fit up there because she wants down, and she can't get down because the tree is too far away for her. Calvin will sleep in the tree sometimes. Calvin is the beige one. Calvin has only one brother left. Now back to Precious's brother and sister. Precious? Yeah, that's Precious. They all three look like her, except Swat is larger. He's the male. Ginger is about her size, and Ginger's got a lot of copper color in her, so we call her Ginger. They usually stay out here, and they usually put out enough food for all of them. And if they're not all there to come eat, especially being strangers around, they probably won't come back. Probably won't come around, to tell you the truth. So you just leave them sitting outside. That's what I do. Except most of them come and they all get a short love. This is the outside area is, it looks like a jungle out here. But one of these days I'm going to get some energy and get out here and get it done. Now, as I showed you, there's Mama. She's supposed to be there's Mama. And Mama's the mother of Calvin and Alfred. Now, Alfred is a great big gay cat. You know who Alfred looks like? Alfred looks like your Tiffany, or your, I think the cat's name was Tiffany or something like that. Anyway, Alfred looks very much like that. The last time Alfred was home, I had made an appointment to get him fixed, and I had him in the house, and for some strange reasons, he got out. Don't ask me how or why. I think I had a little mama that kind of opened the door and let him out. Anyway, he did not get fixed. Butchie, it'd be very... Miss Calvin. Butchie! You have to be very careful about Butchie getting out. But like I said, probably, unless it's an emergency, Butchie will not be. Butchie will be at the kennels. I hope they'll still take him because I did have to cancel it the last time. At Christmas time, because Mom and I both were sick. Let me see. There's not any other cats around. Let's see if I can think of all the cats that... let's see if I can think of the cats. Butchie! Okay, while I'm sitting out here, you can see that Butchie is, like there's Calvin right there in the background, and there's Butchie right here. You can see that Butchie does not go after the cats, but you know, the cats have got an uncanny sense of, let's see what mood Butchie's in before we do anything. And what it is that sometimes they'll come into the house. Butchie, come here. Butchie, come here. Come here. Sometimes they will come in the house and they will look at Butchie before they walk past him. Butchie has pretty much indoctrinated every cat that's come into the house to let them know that you can't eat out of my dish, and you can't do, you know, you can't sit on Mama's lap because Mama's going to sit on. I'm going to be right there by my Mama. Come here, Butchie. Now, she's a pretty cat right here, and like I said, she's a mother. Butchie, come here. Come here. Here. Okay, this door right here has got wire on it, and Michael put this door up, and the reason this door is up is because Butchie sometimes was kept out there before he got used to the sitters, and he just chewed his way and everything. So he chewed the wire and everything, so we went right through the solid wood. So what we have to do right now is that we leave, and Cop stays here, and I think you just heard him bark. Cop is the one that I saved from school. Cop is the barker. He's also a pacer. If he's out in the kennel, he usually stays with Darlin. He still paces and he barks. So rather than have any trouble with the neighbors, I just keep him in the garage. And now he gets out. Everybody gets out for a run. After you go outside and you have fed Freddie and you have fed Roger, and they've got back in their kennels, then you go over to Darlin and you let her out and you put her food in and you fill her water bowl, and then you go to, she comes back in and you make sure that they're all locked and secured. Then you can come back in the house and check the outside and make sure nobody cats are out there or anything. And then what you have to do is you can let Cop out. Cop runs from the door to the outside. Sometimes he will stop on his way out. And for some strange reason, he has gotten the habit of, as he turns this corner right here, he will lift his leg. And that's my dinosaur things from there. I mean, he will lift his leg, so that I think the main thing is just to make sure he gets outside and make sure the door is open. And he will go right outside, and then he will run around, and then you can take and put his food back here. And after you have put his food back here, you can let him back in, and he runs from the outside door to here. And then you make sure he's got his water and his treats, and then you close that, and he stays there. Now, cleanup time for Cop is when he's outside running around, you just pick up the papers and put them in the plastic bag and clean up his poop. And he's got a bad habit of pooping on the mattress. Don't ask me why. Haven't figured it out yet. Anyway, he'll poop on the mattress sometimes. We just pick it up with paper and put it into the plastic bag. Now see, we're used to doing all this. Now, if you're going to gag and get sick and everything, you can leave it. If I am coming back, or if I'm going to be gone maybe a day or something like that, then you might want to just leave some of this for me, their mama, to clean up.